I think the best part of this week is knowing that Thanksgiving break is soon. So while teachers are giving some big final assignments to get ready for finals week, getting those done and having that little dopamine rush after you get those big assignments out of your way, and then just knowing that we'll have time off soon. That's the best part of this week.
Now that it's November and winter's kicked into full gear, the dread of the eventual finals week gets closer and closer, and students are starting to feel more stressed than ever. With all their stress just building up more and more, some students might begin to think pessimistically, I'm just going to fail this class, or it's so over. But there's often more upsides to thinking positively and being grateful, even when the situation doesn't call for it. We got Mrs. Hobbs, AP Psychology and Sociology teacher, to talk about the benefits of doing so.
Nobody's life is perfect. It doesn't exist, but that doesn't mean we can't think positively, right? In reflecting on what we're good at, reflecting on what we're grateful for, reflecting on what we are lucky to have. Basically what that does is remind us of the good, and it improves our mood. There's an actual psychological phenomenon called feel good, do good, that when you are feeling good, you're more likely to perform better. And so, one of the things I always tell my students is don't lie to yourself. Don't say I'm really prepared for this test if I haven't studied, right? Tell yourself what you do know. I've been in class every day. I studied for the vocabulary quiz. I made sure to do my readings. I know that I participated in my class, so I know I have to know things from class even if I didn't study as much as I'm supposed to. So see, now you're still focusing on what is positive, what you did well, even if you aren't as prepared for the test as you should be. Or what I hear kids a lot that I think impacts people is self-doubt, right? Kids who are successful a lot but sell themselves short. I don't know anything. I'm not going to do well. And what that does then is we tend to latch on to the negative. I remember the things that I missed. I remember the things that I did poorly on, but I don't remember the things that I did well on. I don't remember the things that I know I answered correctly. And so it's kind of this idea of being realistic, understanding that we all have things to be grateful for. There are always good things, even if sometimes there are bad things or negative things going on as well. In the most basic form, people have probably heard of the phrase positive affirmations, but if not, right, something that's really simple, that feels strange and feels weird, especially if a person tends to be more negative, is just first thing in the morning, waking up in the morning and reminding yourself of what you are good at or what you can do, right? What you can control. And remembering to kind of have what we call in psychology an internal locus of control. I control my success. I control my fate, right? So then that impacts my behavior. If I know that I control my success, then I know that I need to do what it takes to be successful. So when I'm in class, I'm going to ask questions if I don't understand. I'm going to take notes. If I don't feel comfortable asking in front of the whole class, maybe I ask my partner, or maybe I stay after class and ask the teacher. But I am in control of what I do. So I think sometimes that's really, really important. Another thing that we see that's kind of typical of this generation is that we see that right now young people are taking credit for their successes, but blaming away their failures, right? So when I'm good at something, it's because of me, because I did it, I'm so smart. But when I don't do well, it's because my teacher didn't teach me well enough, or my teacher was absent, or the questions were too hard, right? Where it is remembering that, again, you are in control of what you do. So, for example, if your teacher is absent, right? And you feel but the next time I see the teacher, I'm going to have a test, then go in before school and ask questions, right? Or ask a friend who understands the content to explain it to you, right? It can't be that everything that goes wrong is because of external factors, external people, external situations, but everything that goes well is because of us. It does need to be a good balance of reflecting realistically. What did I do well? What should I do again? What didn't go so well for me, right? What should I do differently? And again, we call that metacognition, right? Is looking at what's worked for me in the past, what hasn't worked for me in the past, and then making the necessary changes or keeping the necessary things the same to allow us to be successful.
Now, to see how students at Marquette can start to think more positively, we asked them what the best thing that happened to them this week was.
Something really nice that happened this week is a new One Piece chapter came out, and it was one of the best chapters that came out recently, and I was really excited for it and can't wait for the one next week.
The best thing that happened to me this week was probably a wrestling scrimmage that I did, where I won both matches, and yeah, I did pretty good.
Today I dropped a rear axle at South Tech, so that was fun.
It was my birthday yesterday, and I got to hang out with my family. It was really fun.
The best thing that happened to me this week is I got to go deliver gratitude grams to teachers that students will get to open up next week. So I think that was really cool because like everyone kind of needs like a little cheer me up, especially at this time of the year.
I went up to the mountains and saw the beauty of the nature.
This week I PR'd on a rowing workout, which was really fun.
The students included were Sami Nichols, Senior, Kayden Yang, Junior, Lilyann Agler, Junior, Jack Neier, Junior, Mack Michel, Junior, Manaswini Gunturu, Senior, Rishit Sharma, Sophomore, and Nick Dragnev, Senior. This has been Vihaan Madhavan with MHS News signing off.